Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Advancement Center, to the amazing magic of life, to the endless world of magic and miracles, where a miracle is happening every second of every day for each of us, sometimes known, most times unknown, for what's behind the scenes is doing far more than we can even imagine. It's like that image of the duck moving beautifully along the surface of the water. And when they show the picture underneath, their feet are moving a million miles a second. That's what's happening in the background. Your guides, your team, your friends like Simeon, your creator, the you that sits at the right hand of your creator, all moving at a million miles a second as you glide through life with occasional bumps and disturbances, but mostly in harmony with yourself, in harmony with your own world. And of course, it's our beautiful friend, the energy that I call hypersonic magic, that delivers the icing on the cake, pushes everything to a higher level. So magic and miracles just exist. They have never not existed. And all you have to do is step back 1 second before this moment, or 1 foot from where you are now, and experience the fact that a miracle just happened to allow you to be here, to allow you to do what you're doing. So as usual, it's fantastic to be here and honor. There's so much being delivered. I feel like I could speak for hours about everything that's happening, this incredible journey to ourselves that's constantly being shown to us, given to us. Sometimes it comes with purpose, sometimes just awareness. But what a life, a constant dance and a constant celebration once we can get past the fact that our brain is most times, well, as I said before, it's an honor to be here. And it's an honor to be here on the planet as we are on the threshold of another golden age. So I'll share some words with you. Old patterns, the patterns that we have built to operate our life, are being overturned and toppled down to make room for a new way of being. This is a part of the new direction that we are headed in. Our spirit is making a right turn, and our human identity is making a left. Each time that I sit down to write, I get a deeper sense and a greater awareness of the feeling that is being experienced with each change of direction for the human entity. Yet the explanation of that feeling always slips through my fingers like the sands of time through an hourglass. But as the patterns that we have placed upon ourselves begin to dissolve before our eyes, we are left with a feeling of amnesia. For a pattern of any kind always gives you a sense of being in control, a sense of familiarity with your environment. But that comfort is disappearing as something new is coming, and therefore our sense of comfort is vanishing along with it. It is so grand. The new direction is producing a new way of being, and therefore a new you. It is so grand and far greater than we can imagine. But until we can fully integrate this change into our reality, we are in a free fall, drifting in the dark, brilliant nothingness of the void, waiting for creation to paint the picture of the new reality and bring it into the physical. We are most certainly ready, otherwise it would not be happening. But even as we are ready, we could not conceive of the immensity and vastness of what we will begin to experience and what we would start to become aware of. And in the midst of this seismic shift to our body, mind, and spirit, we hold on and allow what has been designed to come, knowing that we're about to experience something that's never been experienced before. We acknowledge the forces of the universe, of our Creator, and of all the beings that support us, knowing that everything is happening just as it was designed to happen. And the knowledge of this gives us peace and confidence that all is perfect and that we have been quietly prepared and gently escorted away from our old patterns and into the world of our Creator, where we will live throughout this next golden age. This is not a new feeling. We went through this upon the arrival of the last golden age. Know that each being, whether they are conscious of it or not, has always emanated and projected a light from within that is related to one of the 7 rays of light, the 7 rays of creation. If you look closely, you can see the light streaming out of each being and each piece of life. Sometimes it will be clear and directed like that of a beacon coming from a lighthouse, immensely bright, transmitting every color without blemish. It includes the full spectrum of the rays of light. Other times it may be fragmented with only small amounts of color and brightness, even though they are both there. For everyone is an emanation of the light that comes forth from the one light, a part of the essence that comes from the one energy. We tend to see the shadows within everyone. We tend to see the absence of light, the fragmentation of light, and somehow forget that there's still always the light. For each one is a piece, a part of that original light. And just like the sun, which is always there, is hidden by the clouds, so too is our light always there, even though it may be hidden by the darkness of the clouds of this limiting physical life. Upon our arrival onto the planet, we enter into the darkness of matter and form, into the heaviness and denseness of the physical plane, where we have forgotten that we are the light. And we gradually forget that this physical plane isn't our natural world. It's not our original home. So the density of the physical world cannot respond to the light that we truly are. It has different rules and laws governing its reality, its dimensional existence. So our light may go unnoticed in the physical dimension, and our influence and ability to affect change may not be received by all who enter our field. But if we connect to our Creator and that aspect of us that is still sitting at the right hand of its Creator, we will see that we have all manner of support to balance, harmonize, move, and change everything in this physical plane, even as it has its own rules and laws of existence. As beings of light, we are affecting that change both consciously and unconsciously. Many of us have not yet come to the place where we have chosen to be aware of who we truly are. For most have come here to experience the physical plane and its rules and laws and limitations for a whole host of reasons, and they must be allowed to have that experience. But at some point, we will begin to choose to return to the experience of ourselves as the light and as spirit. And at that moment, we will begin a journey on a different path, a path of assisting others and helping them see the light that they truly are. Keep panning the lens of your awareness further and further out to see the bigger picture. Everything in this physical realm directs you to the close-up view of life, because in the world of matter, we use those five senses to experience the direct feelings and details: taste, touch, hearing, seeing, and smell, all of which take us into the micro view of our existence. This is a focus of our humanity, a single and limited aspect of our being. It is a powerful experience to be human, but it is most times takes our complete focus, and we lose the awareness of the unlimited view of ourselves and of the all that exists in a single leaf on a tree that we are looking up at. Our eyes, therefore, are always looking down, for that is where the details within the physical plane live. To experience the wider view and the reality that exists behind the physical reality, you must look up. There you will focus through your non-physical eyes and see within the single leaf creation itself. And in that moment, you will literally disappear, if only for a moment, from this single existence and experience of yourself as a limited, one-dimensional physical being living in a limited physical reality. For you will see the expanded you, and you will see and feel yourself as being one with creation, one with the leaf. Pain within the body and any discomfort that comes to our body is the greatest thief of our awareness and focus on the expanded, unlimited reality of spirit. Sometimes the pain gets so intense that you are just taken to that place of the infinite without your permission. But generally, our pain, both physical and mental, take us into the small view of ourselves in this limited aspect of who we are. All of our five senses have this capability, even as they can also be triggers to take you to the divine. But pain, which leads to what we call suffering, is the leader by far in narrowing our focus onto the details of being only a human trying to find a way to stop the pain. pain is common to all human beings, but the journey through it and the transcendence of it is completely unique. In the end, all will surpass this gravitational pull that takes you to the place of just being a human. For the knowing of yourself as divine, eternal, and infinite and spirit resides within every fiber and cell of your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual body. So you will never not be that. You just may have the awareness of that temporarily blocked by the clouds of pain and forget who and what you truly are. Keep going. Keep looking within. We've heard these words so many times before, yet the lure of the wisdom and the answers that are outside of us keep calling us like a long lost beloved, making us feel as though we are not enough ourselves. Everything we need, every answer to every question that we have about ourselves, about the nature of creation, about the universe, is all within us and within our field, which expands far beyond this physical form and space. As you look within and within this expanded field that is you, you gain the skill of self-sufficiency, which allows you to stand taller and become more courageous than ever before. We certainly need each other, but dependency is need's crippling cousin, whom we're better off not knowing. In your looking within your expanded field, you will see through all the channels that exist within your field, the other beings that are supporting you and delivering information into your field. But it is information that you already knew. You just needed to be reminded. The ocean is vast and infinite, and your field exists within that ocean, giving you access to the infinite mind of the one source of it all. See yourself standing in front of the ocean with this infinite storage of information and feel yourself merge with its field, even as you stay uniquely you. Receive the answers to all your questions and feel them flowing into your being as you discover that they are coming from within you and that you already knew what the answers were. The simple point of this exercise is to see the power and the magnitude of you, even as you stand in front of the infinite ocean in all its grandeur, majesty, and magnificence. Remember, you are just looking into a mirror. Each day, we touch a bit more of the divine. We experience it in ourselves and we see it in everything and everywhere. When you feel yourself as divine in a moment, everything that you see exists within you and it takes on that same divine quality. Our connection with the divine within each one of us is growing, and we are all now standing on sacred ground. The energy of this new awareness is gently stripping the physical reality as our primary reality from our being, and it is through the dissolving of our old patterns that we are seeing and feeling this great shift into the next golden age. There is so much coming, both individually and collectively. So I say to us all, until further notice, celebrate everything. We are standing at the threshold of the door into the next golden age, and although the labor pains may be getting more intense and closer together, there is no need to worry and no need to fear, for we are about to witness the birth of the new age. So I repeat, until further notice, celebrate everything. Cheers to us all. You are always looked after. You are always loved. and you are never alone. I was here visiting yesterday, and Robert and I were sitting in the living room, and we were talking about the weather, and he spoke about the wind, how it's changing directions, coming down through the valley, over the mountains, and then coming up from the ocean underneath that channel of air that's coming down from over the mountains. So we watched the tree as it blew one direction and blew another direction. And then all of a sudden, there was no movement. It was perfectly still. And I marveled at the stillness as it was reformatting, redeciding who would have sway, which direction the wind would blow in. And the stillness could be felt in the house. It could be felt everywhere. And I turned to Robert and I said, that's where I am. In the stillness, waiting for the wind to take me into the new direction. And that's the feeling of this transition that's happening to us all. Not having a complete sense of the direction you're moving in, but finding yourself in the stillness between every possible direction. Feeling a little lost, but knowing that the next direction will make itself clear. And your part in that will be made known. And so we're on the threshold of that entering. And it's made everything in my world stop. Because I'm being made available to go left or right or up or down. It's taken away my movement that I created for myself and that was created for me to bring about a new movement. So I sit in the stillness as the wind and the change of direction is decided upon. And now I can see that as beautiful and perfect. For initially, it's a little disconcerting. But after today, it's just perfect. And I can feel myself in the space between the directions. And whatever is happening for you, it will be made clear and you will be given peace. Most importantly, there is nothing to fear. there's much information about things that are going to happen on the planet, and they may or may not. I've heard of things happening for what has seemed like a lifetime, and they haven't happened. So there's never anything to fear. If they happen, you're looked after. If they don't happen, you're looked after. You're being prepared for something far grander. And that I can guarantee is happening. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us, above us, only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I wish you a perfect life, perfect health, and a magic future, all yours in this new golden age. I am David.